Hey, what is up, everybody? I am here to give you my WWE Smackdown review for August 13th, 2015. And I am going to be doing this in separate parts. I'm going to watch it off that wrestling site that I usually watch it off of. I might get it up early this week. We'll have to wait and see. But it's two parts. I'm going to watch part one, then review that, then watch part two, then review that. I haven't really heard anything that's supposed to happen on SmackDown this week, so we're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, let's see how SmackDown ends up going this week. If it ends up being good or bad, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so we have Jimmy Uso, Tom Phillips, and Jerry the King Lawler on commentary for this show. And Seth Rollins comes out to cut a promo, and he talks about how you have to savor your greatness because then you won't be able to appreciate life or something like that. And he talks about how he's smarter than Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. He's just he's the greatness, and that all the fans are going to appreciate the fact that they got to live in the WWE by seeing Seth Rollins as like the face and the future of WWE. He talks about how he survived Randy Orton and Sheamus on Raw this Monday. He beat Neville and he broke John Cena's nose. And he plays the clip of when John Cena was on Tough Enough and John Cena was accepting Seth Rollins' challenge. He pretty much accepts, but Seth Rollins says that he had to have Daniel Bryan do it for him. He wasn't even... Actually, he says that John Cena wasn't even man enough to do it on Raw. He did it on Tough Enough, of all things, which buried the show. And he says that he had to ask Daniel Bryan, of all people, because he's one of the judges on Tough Enough, if he didn't know. And then Neville comes out, and Seth Rollins is being really rude to him, being a smartass, saying, "Hey, is there a old lady that needs to be saved, or is there a cat stuck in a tree?" And he says that the hero is here. And Neville says that he ain't a hero, and he says that Seth Rollins has accomplished a lot, but you left out all that stuff about how like Sheamus would be the world champion right now if it wasn't for Randy Orton. John Cena still beat you even though he had a broken nose. And by the way, I forgot to mention, Seth Rollins challenged John Cena to be at Raw this Monday night, which is probably gonna happen. And he also says that he couldn't kick out of a red arrow, and he says that he's gonna shut up Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins goes to talk some more shit to him, and Neville says that see, all you do is talk. You just go on and on and on and on. And then Cesaro comes out and says that he does the same thing, that the Cesaro section agrees with them. And then Kevin Owens attacks Cesaro from behind, throws him into the steel steps, and Seth Rollins attacks Neville and he power bombs him into he hits the turnbuckle power bomb on him. And this gets set up later on for tonight as a tag team match. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins versus Neville and Cesaro. I think that match could be awesome, and we're going to have to wait and see. Well, I think it's going to be awesome, but I have no clue who's going to win that match. And then we get the first match on the show. It's Charlotte with Becky Lynch versus Naomi with Sasha Banks and Tamina Snuka inside. And so Charlotte, they have a good match here. Naomi slaps her right off the bat, and Charlotte beats the crap out of her, and she tries to get outside on the apron to attack her, but Charlotte pulls her leg off. No, Naomi pulls her leg off, and Naomi hits an enziguri, and Naomi dominates the match for a while. She hits a sick knee to the face right on the Charlotte. I thought that looked really cool. And then Charlotte makes a comeback. She ends up hitting a back body drop on the outside, and Naomi goes right into Sasha and Tamina, and then Charlotte gets Naomi into the figure eight, and Naomi taps out, so Charlotte wins the match. I thought this was a pretty good Divas match here. And then Ryback comes out to cut a promo, and he talks about how he had to go through all the injuries, and it was all worth it after winning the Intercontinental Championship at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And then he says that he ended up having a setback by having the staph infection. It says that it could have been dead, that it could have killed him. Then Ryback says that he never gave up. Took the he talks about how people were saying that the Intercontinental Championship was cursed. That Miz and Big Show wanted him to give up the Intercontinental Championship, and he was even saying that he loves the Intercontinental Championship, and he says that what pulled him through, because he was considering giving up the title, but what pulled him through was all the fans sending him Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchats, all that stuff to him, wishing him well, and that motivated him, and it made him want to get all the way to Portland. He made her clothesline the staph infection and shell-shocked it, and he says that he's going to retain his Intercontinental Championship against Miz and Ryback at SummerSlam, and then that was it. I thought he cut a pretty good promo here. Ryback, like I've been talking about, has really improved on the microphone, so I really enjoyed that. And then Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper come up on the Titantron and they do the little entrance, we're here. And then they come out, because Luke Harper's about to have a match with Roman Reigns, and Luke Harper says that the people are devils or something. But he says that I know, but not me, I'm different. I forget what he said. And Bray Wyatt talks about how tonight Luke Harper's going to dispose of Roman Reigns, and then at SummerSlam, and then before he can finish what he's about to say, Dean Ambrose comes out, and he just says, I really have nothing else to say, so I'm just going to let Roman's fists do the talking. So then he comes out, and then they're having a match right now. So far, SmackDown's actually been pretty good to sit through so far. I like the Seth Rollins opening segment. I like the Divas match on the show. I liked Ryback's promo. And so far, and I liked the segment with Wyatt, Harper, and Ambrose. And so far, Luke Harper and Roman Reigns are having a good match. And when I'm done watching that match, I'll come on and here and talk about it. So far, SmackDown's been a pretty good show. Let's see if it can continue. Okay, so we had Luke Harper with Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns with Dean Ambrose. This was a pretty good match here. Roman Reigns dominates the first half of it, then Luke Harper gets the heat on him. He hits the Gator Roll. They start going back and forth. Harper hits a super kick in the ribs, and then Roman Reigns starts hitting all his moves on Luke Harper. He had a sick throw on him. He had a sick back suplex onto the apron, which was cool. And then Bray Wyatt. And by the way, Bray Wyatt stole Tom Phillips' chair in this match, too. I forgot to mention that. Bray Wyatt gets in Roman Reigns' face, and Dean Ambrose comes over. He attacks Bray Wyatt, and Roman Reigns tries to win off a roll-up. Harper kicks out, and then Reigns does the powerbomb afterwards. And then Bray Wyatt does a modified Uranagi into the barricade on Ambrose. Then Harper hits a super kick on Reigns when the referee's trying to pull him back from punching him on the ropes, and Reigns kicks out of that. Then Reigns hits a Superman punch on Harper, and he's about to pin him, but Bray Wyatt comes in, so Reigns wins by disqualification. He attacks Roman Reigns. Harper and Reigns attack him. Dean Ambrose comes in. He hits the rebound clothesline on Wyatt, and then he pulls down the rope, and Harper goes over, and then the same thing happens to Wyatt. He dives on Harper and Wyatt, and Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt are double teaming Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns goes off the steel steps and does a clothesline onto Harper, and he attacks Bray Wyatt, throws him into the crowd, and Dean Ambrose clotheslines Luke Harper into the crowd, and Reigns and Ambrose stand tall. I thought this was fine stuff here. I really didn't like the fact that the match ended off like a disqualification, because I don't like disqualification finishes, but other than that, this was fine. And then Sheamus gets interviewed, and he talks about he was trying to give the WWE Universe what they wanted, a WWE change, because everyone's sick and tired of seeing Seth Rollins talk about how he's the man around here, and Randy Orton just delivering RKOs to people. He wants to see somebody entertaining like me as WWE World Heavyweight Champion, which I don't want to see that. And he says that he's going to take out Randy Orton. He's going to lay him out with a bro kick on Raw this Monday night. And he says that it's just going to be left with him and Seth Rollins, and he's going to beat Seth Rollins and become the brand new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I hope that doesn't happen. I really don't want to see Sheamus as champ, but it's probably going to happen, so I have to deal with it. And then we get Xavier Woods and Big E with Kofi Kingston ringside, which they all make up the New Day. And they fought the WWE Tag Team Champions, the Primetime Players, which consist of Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. And the Primetime Players cut a little video promo talking about the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. They talk about Los Matadores, which consists of Diego and Fernando, and the Lucha Dragons, which consist of Kalisto and Sin Cara and the New Day. We got the match. The match was a fine match. The Primetime Players dominate the match for a while. And then they get the heat on, I believe, Titus O'Neil. I forget which one they got the heat on. I think it was Titus O'Neil. And then Darren Young gets the hot tag on Xavier Woods. And he starts going off on him. He hits the back suplex onto the apron. And Kofi Kingston tries to come over. He hits a big back body drop on him. And Darren Young's about to put Xavier Woods away with the gut check, but the New Day decides to leave. They're about to lose by countout, but then Los Matadores and the Lucha Dragons come out, so they can't leave. And the Primetime Players take out Kofi and Big E, and they put Xavier Woods in the win, and Darren Young hits the gut check on him for the win. And then that was really it there. I thought this was a nice way, I guess, to build up the tag team match. It was really the same stuff they always do, but it was fine. The match was okay. And then we get the main event, Neville and Cesaro versus Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. Cesaro was holding Seth Rollins up like he was going to suplex him. And then Kevin Owens came in and Neville hit a dropkick onto Owens. And then Cesaro hit the suplex. And then they double clotheslined Seth Rollins outside the ring. I thought that was really sick stuff. And then Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins get the heat on Neville for a while. Rollins throws Neville outside the ring, and then Kevin Owens hits a fall-away slam into the barricade on Neville. And Kevin Owens hit a sick DDT in this match. And then Neville's about to get the hot tag, but Seth Rollins comes in and he pulls the rope down, and he's about to get the tag, but Seth Rollins pulls down Cesaro's leg, so Cesaro isn't on the apron for Neville to make the tag, and then Kevin Owens hits the cannonball in the corner onto Neville, and he tries to pin him, but Cesaro breaks up the pinfall, so Kevin Owens throws him outside the ring. And then Neville keeps trying to get the tag. It keeps not working. Eventually, Neville gets the tag on Cesaro. Cesaro gets the hot tag on Seth Rollins. He keeps hitting uppercut and after uppercut in the corner on Seth Rollins, which was awesome. And then he throws he hits a gorilla press throw on the outside, and he's gonna land on Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens moves out of the way, so he just lands on the floor. And then Cesaro goes for a dive on both Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, but Kevin Owens moves out of the way, but he still hits Seth Rollins. And then Neville hits like a flip dive onto Kevin Owens, and then Cesaro hits an uppercut right into the announce table onto Seth Rollins. He hits a crossbody inside the ring. Seth Rollins kicks out of it. And then Seth Rollins hits an Insiguri, the turnbuckle powerbomb, and he goes for the pedigree, but Cesaro counters into the sharpshooter. And Kevin Owens tries to come in, and Cesaro goes to do I'm just going to say the sharpshooter. And then Seth Rollins rolls up Cesaro, and he holds the tights for the win. And then afterwards, Kevin Owens attacks Cesaro and Neville. And then Cesaro hits like a slam on Kevin Owens, and Neville hits the red arrow on him. And the babyfaces stand tall. I thought this was an amazing tag team match. Yeah, that was about it. And they did announce a match for SummerSlam. It's going to be Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. I can't wait to see that match. It's going to be an awesome match. And I can't wait to see it. I'm really looking forward to that match. They have the right story. I wish they were fighting for something on the line, like the winner, like for the U.S. title, or the winner gets the a shot at the U.S. title or something. But I guess it is what it is. But overall, SmackDown was a pretty good show this week. Nothing really to complain about. Everything was pretty good on the show. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you want to check out my other channels, Owen the Talkinator, my non-wrestling channel, subscribe to that. Subscribe to CM Brothers, where I talk about both wrestling and non-wrestling stuff. My friend James the Heatman Hebert has 2 YouTube channels. One is called James Hebert, where he makes custom Titantrons of wrestlers. And the second one is called Weymouth Youth Wrestling, where he is holding a tournament for the WYW tournament, and 32 superstars are going to be in this tournament, and I'm one of those 32 superstars in that tournament, and I am going to win the WYW championship. And you can click down below right here to subscribe to my channel. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.